Hey everybody, Jordan here, Haskalah Trading. I am creating a video for you today, which is going to be uploaded on YouTube, put into the Discord group, etc. For those of you that have been looking at using my indicator that I created, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use it. So I wanted to show first of all today that I created a new Apex funded account, $25,000 account. I went ahead and only used the indicator today, and I managed to make 510 bucks. So I'm going to turn off all these other indicators, okay? Everything else, except for the one that I am showing you guys, okay? So let's go ahead and show you how you can utilize this. So I'm going to go ahead and log out of here. Let's just go ahead and show you how to use it. So you'll notice right off the bat that there's two different colors that are trying to show up. So you have this yellow and you have this white, right? How do you use it? Well, first off, whatever it is that you're trading, whether it's in Q, ES, whatever, you need to find a time frame that you like to trade it off of. So for me, when I'm scalping, what I'm using on NQ is the 4 range, the 7 range, and the 16 range. I'm basically toggling back and forth on these all day long, kind of seeing if maybe I have confluence. If I really just want a super scalp, I'll just use the 4 range and the 7 range. If I want to see a little bit more macro look, I'll look at the 16 range, maybe even the 33 or the 22 range, okay? But most of the time, I'm just toggling on these two really throughout the day, all right? And if I'm playing ES, it's really just going to be on the 4 range or the 10 range, but most of the time it's going to be 4 range. And so this is how I do it. I normally am trading that. Normally trading in Q on these two right here, especially during Globex, I'm just sticking on the 4 range and the 7 range. And during regular trading hours, I'm kind of toggling between the 2 and sometimes touching on the 16 range because it'd be a little more volatile. But how you play these patterns is you can go on here and you can change like your pivot length. You know, you want to find something that basically has a decent percentage win rate, but also provides you a decent, risk to reward that you like. So if this isn't what you like, then you can toggle this. You can toggle this to be down some. This is a straight dollar value right here, so you can toggle it however you like. And you'll notice that this kind of fluctuates a little bit, and as you can see here, I actually managed to get the bearish patterns to be 90%, bullish patterns 66, 67% for a total of 72%, and the way that I can now play this is a little bit better on the smaller chart. And the white ones are your bullish, and basically what you're looking at here is this green line is your entry point, this red line is your stop loss, this first green line right here is your target point, and then this kind of smaller, almost more opaque, see-through, almost grayish white line is your second target, okay? Same thing here, right? Entry, stop loss, first target point, second target point, okay? When it comes to your bearish patterns, what will happen is, in this scenario, you had one trying to paint, and then you had another that painted. So you actually had the ability to enter one, exit it, enter the other one, and then exit it back to back, or simply just enter, exit. You could have done something like that. It all depends on how you want to take it, but what I would do is I would take each entry to the first target point. That's how I like to trade. So how would I play this series of events right here? I would enter, exit, enter, enter. I'm going to take both exit there, even though this is probably going to be for a loss. As soon as I see this pop up, there's no point in trying to keep this. So this is going to be probably one of your only losses for the day. But how can you play multiple at once? So if you really wanted to stay in this because it doesn't go to hit your stop loss until here, what you could do is you could play, say you're already in something and this is now throwing up a bearish pattern, you can then just go to MNQ, play 10 contracts of your bearish pattern or whatever. But for me, that's just not worth it. It's just not, just once it starts throwing up this pattern right here, I'm going to go ahead and take this loss, let them both go at this target, and just kind of take the little small L there, and that's fine, because this is going to come back and give me a win here. This is going to give me a win here. This is going to give me a win there. This is going to give me a win here, and so on and so forth. So then you have this one. This one's another L. This one doesn't hit entry. This one hits its entry. And the reason why I like toggling back and forth between this is because you'll notice it looks a little bit cleaner on the 4 range in terms of this. So you know, here, let's say I see this, right, and my stop loss is here, but then I toggle to my 7 range, and now my stop loss is down here, and this is the same thing. Now I can have my entry. So what I'll do is, instead of taking the stop loss, I'll actually average down here, move my stop loss for both of them to here, and my profit take to here. And now, instead of taking a loss, I can make it into a win. Now this is a little bit more advanced way of using this, by toggling back and forth and making sure that you're not taking a loss where this is telling you can take another entry, right? Definitely, how do I put this? This is definitely a more advanced way of playing the indicator, but if you really just kind of want to trade one time frame, just be aware that, you can toggle on several and see some types of confluence that you might want. So be aware of that. And that's just how you play it. That's how you kind of read the indicator and use it. You can adjust your entry to be the 618, the 707, or the 786. So I know a lot of someone in the group right now really likes the 707 instead of the 786. They can do that instead, and then you can adjust your TP values to be any of these right here. So you can use your 5, you can use your 382, your 236, your 0, your negative 236, your negative 382, your negative 0.5, your negative 618, your negative 707, and etc. You can change them to whatever you like, so that's up to you. But for me, these are the settings that I like for NQ on the 4 range and the 7 range. And last night I actually put something on here to show how much money it had made. So up to, I believe it was right here, up to right here, it had made $555 at night. So as you can see, it ended up making quite a bit more throughout the day. I ended up making another $510 during the day. Actually, this was over here. It was right here. I think it's further back. Either way, it doesn't matter. The point of the matter is that this indicator works very well. This is how you use it. If you want to use it well, how I've been using it well, this is how you're going to want to use it. So, you don't want to necessarily take every single pattern either. What you want to do, and this is the smart thing to do, is save this one right here, right? And this is going to make it more accurate in terms of how many patterns actually hit target points if you decide to do this. So you notice how this pattern's throwing up, but then you do all this over here. Well, once, what I call invalidated is, if you notice there's a little bracket here, and we can zoom in and you can see it a little bit better, but there's a little green dotted line here and here. So what this is telling you is this is a little range where you can expect it to potentially turn back up, and it'll still be validated. But once it goes below here, it is no longer validated. So here invalidates this pattern, same as if this didn't get hit and it stopped here and it moved up and it went above here, it is now invalidated. So with that being said, this is actually a good example right here. So doesn't hit the entry, but then comes and passes above here, it's now invalidated. So that's why you wouldn't take the entry if it does come back and taps it, or this entry here is not smart to take, right? And then you go and you hit stop loss, and the reason is because it wasn't a smart entry. It had already invalidated that particular pattern. So if you follow this rule right here, you'll be very successful in using the indicator, along with just kind of being mindful if you don't like the size of the pattern, right? Like if, you know, that here to here doesn't give you enough win that it excites you, then don't take the pattern. Like something that I like to do, is a rule of thumb, because ES will sometimes paint really, really, really small patterns that are like under a point move. This is not necessarily one of those, but let's just say the entry was 39.25 and then it tried to give a target at like 40.50 or something like that. I wouldn't take that because it's just too small. It's not worth it. So be aware of some things like that, that sometimes you'll get patterns like, you know, that just are not worth playing because they're very small, and you just got to be mindful. You want to play patterns that look like more like this, or like, you know, bigger. They're going to give you at least 2 or 3 points of win, not just one. On NQ, you probably want something like 2 to 3 points so you can at least secure 40, 60 bucks, something like that. But that's how you're going to be a little bit more successful. So yeah, y'all, if y'all have any questions, please comment under the video. If you want to use the indicator and you don't have access to it yet, please just reach out to me. I'll tell you how you can use it. But basically, you know, today's date is 4/28, so April 28th, 2023. And just over the course of Globex last night and today, I was able to, or I would have been able to secure, had I been playing it all night, I would have been able to secure 550 bucks last night and 515 bucks today. I secured the 515 bucks today, but not the 550 last night. Last night, I think I only secured maybe 200 of that on my funded account. So just know that it does work. I have been using it on accounts, and the one account that I'm going to strictly use it on is my new Apex funded account that I started today. I'm going to strictly use it for that, and I'm going to keep everybody updated on how that plays out. So far, so good. Y'all have a wonderful day, and like I said, if you have any questions, just reach out under the video and I will help you out. All right.